With Nikita Kucherov, then we'll go ahead and talk about it. His shirtless, drunk, maybe even other substances involved press conference where he criticized Montreal. Quote, the fans of Montreal acted like they won the Stanley Cup after winning Game 4. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Their final was beating Vegas in the last round.
Yeah.
And this pissed off a lot of people.
But no one at Bud Light.
No one at Bud Light. Bud Light, big fans, officially sponsoring Nikita Kucherov, which is that not what you want. Here's my thing, Deej. Hockey fans are incredibly two-faced. Let's just call it what it is. We go for these claims of we want personality, but not that type of person. We want personalities, but they got to be classy personalities. Everyone's got to be the nice. Everyone's got to be Carey Price, or hockey fans aren't happy. Because Carey Price's personality is that he's the nicest guy on the face of the earth. And if your personality isn't class all the way, a big part of hockey fans get salty about it. Now, look, yes, celebrating a Stanley Cup playoff win when you thought you were going to get swept. It's a big overtime goal for Josh Anderson. You had every right to do so, right? No, I mean, yeah, Kucherov is saying you're wrong to do that. That's the opinion of the player who was on the opposite side, who's saying, screw you, we had a 3-1 lead still heading into tonight, and then we beat you. You know? Like, yeah. What are you going to do? What other opinion do you... Like, oh, yeah, no, it was fun watching them celebrate, you know, like they did, setting off fireworks in the streets. And, again, getting fucking tear gassed. Like, yeah, no, it was fun watching that. Like, what the hell do you expect him to say? But, legitimately, somebody like Nikita Kucherov doing this, I don't know how you can't be in favor of this, because in order for a league to grow, you have to have villains. And I'm sorry, but if Tom Wilson is your league's biggest villain, you don't have a very big league, do you? You don't. You look at the football world, the soccer world. Who are the villains? Neymar is one of the best players in the goddamn world. But he has this reputation for being a soft diver, a complainer. You look at Cristiano Ronaldo, who is probably the biggest villain in all of sports. Why? Because he is so goddamn good. So goddamn good. But he also has the biggest ego on the planet. Like, everything about the brand of Cristiano Ronaldo is polarizing. And that's what you need. If you are a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, he's the best in the world. If you hate him, the point is the conversation. Conversation around your star players is what leads to a league being big. You look at the NFL and their star players. Tom Brady and the personality that he has been, whether it be Patrick Mahomes, your Aaron Rodgers of the world. The NBA is obviously the biggest example with someone like LeBron James and how polarizing he is. And it's funny because you look at the NBA as well as an example. And there was a post from Acton the Foolman on Twitter who mentioned this. The Kucherov thing again proves what wimps hockey fans are. In the NBA, players will be like, I hope everyone in Sacramento gets abducted by aliens. And people are like, yeah, legit. Kucherov celebrates going back to back, and people act like he threw a grenade into a baby carriage. And somebody responded to that. And there was a tweet from 4 years ago from a basketball player by the name of Vernon Maxwell, who had been retired for a while. Vernon Maxwell's 55 years old. But Vernon Maxwell was still able to get more attention on the NBA than the NHL ever gets, because he apparently said something about the Utah Jazz fan base And then he tweeted a few days later, I'd like to apologize to Jazz fans that were offended by my tweets. If I knew you guys had internet in Utah, I would have never made those tweets.
Oh my God. First of all, that's amazing. Second of all, the phrase, I'd like to apologize to Jazz fans, is even funnier taken out of context. But
I mean, it's just like, what? You can't have it both ways. I'm sorry. This idea of like this almost Don Cherry instilled narrative of everyone has to be the classy, good Canadian kid, like, no, just no. There is nothing wrong with what Nikita Kucherov said or did, but it was lacking class. Piss off. Grow up. Stop pearl clutching. The only thing I can think that you could possibly be mad about is if you're a Habs fan. And if you're not a Habs fan and mad about this, I genuinely don't understand your complaints, because this is nothing but positive for the NHL and the sport of hockey.
I agree. I definitely think the NHL could use a Chael Sonnen, or even I would prefer a villain kind of like along the lines of like Maradona. Like, just have somebody punch in a series winning goal and run with it and pretend like they didn't for years.
Right.
And so I don't know. There's too much. Yeah, it's the good old Canadian boy thing. It's stupid. It's not real. It's the let's not address what's going on in the NHL Gary Bettman argument. It's like, it's very fake. People are personalities. People are crazy. There's a reason why the Edge is the greatest in my opinion, the greatest WWE character of all time.
I like how you said the Edge, like he's in U2.
Yeah, right.
I mean, here's my thing, though. What two sports are, in terms of the big four, who are struggling? It's hockey and it's baseball. Why? Because they try to suppress player personality. You look at, God, and I'm sorry, his name is escaping me right now as I go for a quick Google search here. But think about in baseball. Oh, man, you better not celebrate that home run too much, or that's a bad thing. Don't you dare celebrate a home run. No, that's not allowed. You look at the White Sox catcher, where the other team put in a fucking position player to pitch, and he said LOL and just fucking jacked it to center field, and he got in trouble with his own fucking manager. There's a reason why baseball is where it is. There's a reason why hockey is where it is, where a star-driven league with polarizing stars that you love or hate, like the NBA and the NFL, are up here. Quit pearl clutching. Players should be allowed. Nail Yakupov. Remember the controversy, Deej? It was almost a decade ago of Nail Yakupov doing the sliding celebration to center ice. How outraged people were that a rookie was pumped up that he scored a big goal. Like, I don't understand how hockey fans can say we have the best sport and hockey should get more attention, but then anytime somebody shows any personality other than being good Canadian kid, we have an issue with it. I do not understand.
Yeah, it's absurd. And I don't know. I think it just comes down to, like, just the older generation has that really bizarre expectation of decorum that just doesn't make any sense because it's not real. Everyone knows it's fake.
Yeah, right. Like, we know the person, like, come on. If you love the sport of hockey, you kind of know how hockey players are, right? Even at the lowest level, if you're in a beer league, you know what the common personality types are.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, I don't understand. I just don't understand the issue whatsoever.
Yeah, it's absurd. People just like to be mad about stuff. I wish I could remember his name because I was thinking about one of the great villains of baseball back in the day was famous for stealing a base by skipping directly from first to third when the umpire wasn't looking. And I can't remember his name or whatever. And it was his famous move. Someone's going to yell at me in the
I
comments.
mean, when I think of stolen bases, I think of Ricky Henderson. But
so this was like way back when. This is like Ken Burns baseball.
Early Philadelphia
episodes.
Town Ball or whatever.
Yeah. I wish I could remember the guy's name because he had he just like had antics, and that's what we need. There's not enough antics. There's a very big difference between, because in the current villains in hockey are people that try to hurt people. There's nobody with antics, and Kucherov, antics. And I think that's why I like Nikita Kucherov.
And even then, like, I'm not saying that, because someone might be like, oh, antics. Well, what about Brad Marchand's antics? And it's like, I would rather have Brad Marchand licking people and getting the sport media coverage than Brad Marchand just being like, yep, no, great game. Yep. Oh, yep. We fought hard, pucks and corners, pucks and deep. Yep. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, there are personalities in the league. We have seen it. I want more of Ovi celebrating. Okay, so Ovi celebrates like his stick is on fire. We still talk about that to this day because there have been so few examples since. It's a complete non-issue. And it's like, please, for the love of God, even if we have to drag that side of the fan base kicking and screaming into modern day reality, we have to do it. Please. It is only best for the sport that we have. I'm not saying every press conference should be someone showing up drunk, more than likely, to the podium there, but yeah, can we please allow the personalities in the league to flourish? And like, Deej and I have both said here, we need players to be labeled as having personalities and being polarizing for more than just hurting people.
Yeah,
Speaking
absolutely.
Speaking to Nikita Kucherov, though,